what is going on? It's been a little while. Bringing you an update video-wise for training and/or racing. It's time for a new challenge. It's 6:30 in the morning. It's November 2nd. The weather's just been beautiful in New York for this fall. I mean, really, it's been so dry. The weather's been warm. We'll hope that continues on. But we're headed to Blydenburgh Park, and we are getting ready for mid-December backyard ultra event. Now, I've done 50K a bunch of times. I've done a 50 miler, done 100K, but those races were something where, you know, basically it's fast as you can go from point A to point B, get your time, and see how you do. This one's going to be a little more strategic. I don't know if that's good or bad for myself yet, but it's going to be every hour, everybody starts together, 4.1 mile loop, and you have to, everybody starts the next hour at the same time, and it's a last man standing as many times or as far as you can go without either missing the hour cutoff for your 4.1 mile loop, pulling yourself out of the race at some point, or not making it back to the start line at the next hour mark. If you're not on that start line, you're out. Now, most people go into this with some type of goal, some type of distance, some type of milestone they're looking to achieve. I really haven't figured out what it is that goal is going to be yet. You know, it is an ultra in my eyes, so I definitely want to reach that 32 plus mile 50K mark. Back of my head too, I've never done an endurance event that's been longer than 12 hours. My Ironman was under 12 hours, and my 100K was under 12 hours. So maybe to be out there for 12 plus hours would be something new, just to have an event and a time last that long. That would take me to the 50 plus mile distance, 12 hours worth of 4.1 mile loops. That'll be from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. My longest run is that 100K, 62 to 64 miles. So that's another possible milestone, depending on how I feel, would be my longest event plus my longest distance run in an event. Somebody asked if I was going to attempt to do 100 miles. Smart is with what my head is thinking with this event is it's new, so something I want to do, something I want to learn, something I can share my experiences with other people on how this event went, what works for me. And then maybe revisit the distance again sometime down the road where, you know, we can determine a bigger goal. Still trying to be smart though, don't want to get hurt. This is going to be fun, this is going to be an experience. But, you know, I say that a lot, so I don't know where it'll inevitably lead in the end. But today, ultra prep, backyard ultra. We're going to be there about 10 minutes or so. I got a bunch of stuff packed today. The group is doing, there's different loops. Day loops are out in the trails. Night loop is going to be on the road when it gets dark out. So we're going to practice 3 of the day loops, trail loops, and 1 of the night loops. But I'm getting extra credit. I'm going to meet a couple people there for an early loop. So today we're going to hopefully total 4 day loops and 1 night loop and get about a 20 mile training run in. Every hour on the hour, practicing the logistics, the fueling, the gear, all that stuff. And this is kind of a data collection day for me, and see how I feel at the end of it, and how this goes with that rest period, which I'm not very used to. So that's it. Come along for the journey. I'm trying to give you some tips and tricks, what works, what didn't work for me, and let's go. Let's go. Let's get this done. Let's have fun out there.
Where's that?
How's this battery dead? Where's the switch? All right.
But they couldn't hear it. Oh. I fucked up. Yeah, I walked my car through the White Mountains on my home street. I can't figure out that was an expensive walk. Oh, they got those shocks ones. Yeah. Those are so good. I know that kind of thing.
You hear that, Shocks? We want a sponsorship. Welcome back to YouTube, Ryan. Backyard Ultra Prep with the legend, the queen of the trails, and Ron Longy Leg Winkler.
As I keep telling everyone, sign up for racing. I've been thinking about that. You know what it is? I've been really so busy with work.
Yeah.
It's kind of actually odd.
Strengthen itself.
That's what I figured. Plus I haven't made. When I was injured, all
I did. Damn. Okay, I'll meet you. Oh boy. Yeah, she sure does. And then the walkers and trail hikers will find a way. Well, that's nice of them.
Where are you running? That looks so nice. Hello. Yeah. One for the tube and one for the gram, right, Ron? Yeah. I gotta get used to this.
Yo!
Well, I'm thinking he's doing it. Come to see. I haven't seen you. If I'm here when it happens, there's still a slot. Yeah. I'm that kind of dumb.
Alright, buddy, in. Alright, backyard on
Well, that's how I heard that. Well, you finished? You did, yeah. You did like, over here. Something like that.
Yeah.
That must have been 150. Yeah. Oh no.
right, well, back with today's backyard ultra prep. And I think the worst thing about trail running or long distance events, especially this, we started when it was dark out, and then we had the fuel, so I was bringing a bunch of different things, is just the cleanup afterwards. It's almost like doing a triathlon where you just have all this crap afterwards. So what did we wind up doing today? We started just before the sun came up at 7 with getting a 6-mile warm up in the trails, and then did 3 loops of the backyard. Cut the rest a little shorter than we would have on race day, but definitely had a good rest period in between each, which was something new, not carrying my fueling like you can see in between the loops. And you know, it's going to be interesting. It's going to be a slower pace, so I think I got a good day out of some just collecting data and ideas and strategy and things like that. But I think what's going to be the best part about this type of format is every hour on the hour corral start is there's going to be a bunch of people I know doing it, and we run similar paces, so it's not like the typical 50K or 100K when, you know, the group just gets strung out, especially the ones I did. It wasn't loops, it was like point to point. And there was a lot of times, like especially the 50Ks that I did, was the course that I did a bunch of times was, you know, I'd be alone for a long period of time in the middle of that race. And this isn't going to be like that. It's a totally different vibe. It's going to be, you know, even if you get away from each other a little bit at some point through the loop, as soon as you get back into the aid stop area, you're gonna have time to sit, rest. We're gonna have tents set up. We're gonna be sitting down. We're gonna be eating. We're all gonna be getting up, going to the start corral every hour on the hour and getting started with that. And that's gonna be pretty interesting. A different format, you know, it's just not as fast as you can go point A to point B, get your time and see how you place against people. There's a lot of strategy that's going to be involved with this, and what you do early is really going to affect the later part of it. So anyway, I'm going to wrap my head around it. I'm going to write some notes down on this, fueling things that I worked for me. I would go over what worked fueling wise, but I can't give you away all my strategies. So, you know, keep subscribing and keep following, and you'll see how this journey goes on this type of format that I'm gonna do the first time. I did learn something today about this format was, so for the backyard ultras, they're 4.167 mile loops. And I'm like, there's gotta be a reason why that is the mile loop that these backyard ultras are. And I found out it's actually because over 24 hours, the amount of loops you would do in 24 hours would reach you 100 miles. So they divided it by and came across that. So I thought that was pretty interesting why they're all standardized like that. But anyway, yep, that's my dog with a sweater on because it's a little cold out here in New York. And, you know, it's, yeah, follow along because this is going to be really fun. This is going to be an interesting race. It's just not about speed. It's just about endurance, strategy, and, you know, making those smart decisions while you're out there. So follow along, hit the like button, subscribe. I'll probably do another video or 2 leading up to this. We'll also have a Brookhaven Trail Half Marathon coming up in a couple weeks. I love that race. I've done it a bunch of times. It's a good way for me to just test where I'm at, you know, on that trail with that type of speed I can put in. And we'll go from there. So keep at it, everybody. Stay safe, stay healthy. Don't forget, balance that life 1 mile at a time. And we will see you on the next one.